Okay, beauty, so this video was made at 7 weeks post-op. I am now 10 weeks post-op, and here's a current picture. Now let's jump into the video. Hi beauties, it's Brittany Alyssa. So I'm standing up today because this video is going to be a bit different from all the other videos I did. I am giving an update about my plastic surgery. For those of you who've been watching me for a while, you guys know that I had a mommy makeover. I had a breast lift, breast aug, and tummy tuck. And I haven't given a full review on like my scar, my incisions, the care that I did, or any of that jazz. I gave a couple of videos, but none in detail about my doctor, where he's located, how long he was in the business, how I found him, any of that jazz. So I'm going to stand up this entire video because I think that it's just easier to do it in my bathing suit and to show you guys my scars the way that I want to show you guys my scars. So I'm going to stand up. So tomorrow I will be 7 weeks post-op for all of my surgery, which is basically a mommy makeover, the combined surgery. If you would like to know why I chose to get a mommy makeover, I will leave that video down below, but it goes into detail of why I wanted to have a mommy makeover, why I felt insecure. I will also post a picture right here of what I look like before my mommy makeover. Now, the journey of healing was not easy for the first week, but each and every week after the first week got really, really, really easy. I had my plastic surgery at Doctor's Plastic Surgery. It's in Queens, New York, or Long Island City, borderline Astoria, which is in Queens. And the reason why I chose to go there was because I was researching where I could get a mommy makeover from. I went to 4 different consultations, and none of the doctors pretty much vibed with me. So I went on Real Self, and I interacted with a woman who lived not too far away from me. I live in upstate New York. She lived in the Bronx, where I used to live. So I decided to inbox her on a whim, hoping that she would get back to me and would be polite, which she absolutely was. I had saw her before and afters, and I was truly amazed at her results. So I inboxed her, asked her doctor's information, and she basically gave me his name and contact number. Now the thing about that was, he has a practice in Baltimore, Maryland called Cara, and he's been in the business for more than 20 years. So when I did research on him, I immediately got transferred to his Baltimore, Maryland office. And unfortunately, it would have been very difficult for me to get to Baltimore, Maryland. So I inboxed her again, and I was like, did you go to Maryland to have your surgery? She told me no. She gave me the number here in New York, and that's how I was able to have surgery with him. Now, I would say this. He is an amazing doctor. His bedside manner is amazing. He was very polite with me. And if you guys saw my video of why I was getting a mommy makeover or I'm having plastic surgery, I can't remember the title of that video, you will remember that I was overweight and I was very uncomfortable with myself, and I was just comfortable being uncomfortable, if that makes any sense. And he was very honest with me. He asked me the weight that I wanted to be. I told him 180. At the time I was 222 pounds. 210 pounds, 212 pounds, whatever. My math is off right now. It's early in the morning. But I was 10 pounds shy of 222 pounds, and that was because I had tried to diet and exercise on my own before I had even met him. And my BMI was very, very high. So if you guys are going into surgery, it is ideal that your BMI is under 30. Mine was 34.3, I believe. So he asked me the weight that I wanted to be. I told him 180 pounds because I'm comfortable at 180. I like the way my thighs look, but I was unhappy with my breasts and my flab on my stomach. He told me, hey, I think that you should get to that weight and then we'll rediscuss surgery. He was very polite about it. I broke down crying, and I basically said, I'm so sad. Like, I can't believe I let myself go, but I'm so uncomfortable in my skin. He let me know I'm only 30 years old, and there's a possibility that like I could lose the weight and come back and everything will be great, but he just didn't recommend surgery at that time. So I started crying. They left me in the room by myself. 10 minutes later, I asked him to come back in the room, and I said, if I can lose some weight before surgery, at the time it was like 10 or so pounds, if I could lose the weight before the surgery date, will you operate on me? He said, how about we do this? How about we make you another appointment you come in and we will discuss it to see how much weight you have lost. At this point, it was exactly 4 weeks from the time I had saw him. I also asked, would it be possible if I put money down on a surgery date? They told me yes, because at the end of the day, I'll be able to push it out until I had lost the amount of weight and got my BMI down. Long story short, I ended up losing altogether between the time I met him and a couple weeks before, 42 pounds. So when I went in for the 4 weeks, I had lost at that point 32 pounds. And remember, I had already lost 10 pounds. So altogether 42 pounds. He asked me how did I do it. I told him I started intermittent fasting, which is exactly how I lost the weight. I told him I watched what I ate, and every day I did Just Dance with my children for 30 minutes. No matter how tired I was, no matter if I was on my period, no matter anything, I did Just Dance every day, and I watched what I ate every day. I stopped the soda drinking. I'm not gonna lie, I was still eating my chocolate. I'm a chocolate lover and I have a freaking crazy ass sweet tooth and I need my sweets. So I didn't stop that, but I did eat right. When I came back, before I had the garment on, so he couldn't really see me, and he looked at my chart and he kind of familiarized himself with it again, and he was like, you have to pick one. Which one do you want to do first, your breast or your stomach? I said, no, I don't want to go on the knife twice. I want it all done. He said, okay, let's examine you. He examined me. He looked at me. He said, oh my God, like you look so different. Initially, when he first saw me, because I had so much weight on me, he suggested just a breast lift, no augmentation, and a tummy tuck. He told me that if I would have gotten implants because of how big I was, it would have looked really weird. So he didn't suggest it. The 4 weeks when I had came back to see him again to see if I had lost enough weight, he suggested implants. But what he didn't know was that I was already going to ask him for implants, because I saw that as I was losing the weight, my breast tissue looked even more like droopy and gross, and like it was just, I could tell I was going to have no upper fullness. So I didn't tell him, but he suggested it, and he said, oh my God, you look amazing. Let's go ahead with the surgery. Now, my surgery was already scheduled for May 25th. The reason why it was scheduled for May 25th was because Donnell was graduating from college with honors, by the way. I had finals, and I wanted to make sure that I did not take away from Donnell's shine of graduation and everything he had worked so hard to succeed in. I didn't want to be selfish, especially because I knew that with having both surgeries at one time, I was going to need a lot of help and a lot of care. So I had planned my surgery date for May 25th. After I had lost the weight and I had saw him, the amount of happiness that I felt was extreme, because to feel unhappy, and again, I'll post a picture here, to feel unhappy, to feel fat, to feel overweight, to feel disgusting, and to finally feel like you're gonna get some relief on that was an amazing thing to me. Like, it was something that I can't put into words, and it makes me emotional to think about. I'm 30 years old. Next month is my birthday. I'll be 31, and I have been with saggy breasts and flab on my stomach since I had my daughter at the age of 15. My breast was always underdeveloped because I had children so young. I was never able to fully develop and actually have the confidence that a lot of 30-year-olds you see. And after my daughter passed away, I then had 3 more kids on top of the already undeveloped body. So long story short, if you want to find more detail about that, again, it's on the prior video of I'm having plastic surgery or I'm having my makeover. And if I'm talking fast, it's just I'm standing up and I feel so freaking weird. But yeah, so I ended up having the surgery May 25th, and I remember being so freaked out and in pain, but wanting to see my results. And I had garments on and I had all these drains, and I was like, I want to see my breast. Like, that was the one thing I was anxious in seeing in my stomach, because I knew that I had a lot of stretch marks, and anything underneath my belly button was going to go away, and anything that was left on top of my belly button would remain. So I was anxious to see how much stretch marks was left over. I was anxious to see what my body was going to look like. And I remember waking up the next morning, because I had to see the doctor the next day, and I remember seeing, I was like looking down and I saw my boobs look so big. I was like, if I keep looking, it's because I'm in my office and it's in the front of my house, and I have the windows open and I'm in my bathing suit, so I just keep looking over to make sure no one's looking in, which it's okay because it's a bathing suit, but it's still a little weird. I remember like looking down, and I told him, I was like, I'm gonna freaking take this off. And then I was like, no, if I take it off, tell me not to. He was sleeping. I opened it and I looked at my boobs, and they were just different from what I had. Of course, they were swollen and gross and bloody, but they were just, I'll post a picture. As I'm saying things, I'll post pictures because I'm a picture addict, so I have pictures of every step of this journey. So anyway, I posted a picture. I took a picture and I had saw myself, and I was in such gruesome pain, and I was like, my boobs look so different than what they were, and I was so emotional. And again, I was on Percocets for the pain, so that didn't really help my emotions. But I remember being so happy. And I don't want to ramble in this video because that's not what this is about. I literally want to show you guys my scars and how I've been healing. But I was an emotional wreck, and by right, because I looked different. What I will say is this. If I would have never met my doctor, I would have never gotten the results that I got. And let me tell you why. Not because he's Jesus, not because he's God, but because he was honest. Now, I told you guys I had went on 4 other consultations, and they were like, oh, we can tuck this, we can liposuction this, you'll have fantastic results. And looking back, if I would have had surgery at 222 pounds, I would not have liked my results. That's just being all the way honest. Today, I am 176 pounds. I am 5'7", and for my height, I like the way my weight looks because right now my weight is distributed in my thighs, which is something that as a black woman you want. You want the nice shape. Now, I don't have a butt because I didn't have a BBL, but my thighs and my hip ratio to my stomach and my breast, it just proportionally, it looks good to me in clothes, so I'm not trying to lose any more weight. I have been on idle as far as working out the Just Dance for the 7 weeks, so I'm gonna get back into that tomorrow. I said that at my 7th week I would start working out a little bit more doing the Just Dance, so my legs are a little flabby and they're not as toned as I want them to be because I had to heal and I didn't want to interrupt anything or cause myself damage or capsulations or anything like that. But if it wasn't for his honesty, I don't think I would be as happy as I am today. And like I said in my first video, plastic surgery is not for everyone. Plastic surgery was for me because I had no other way. When you have C-sections, there is skin that doesn't go away. Your muscles in your stomach spread apart from making room for baby, and when you have kids, it just makes room for baby and baby and baby, and those muscles never come back, so you would never be able to get a 6-pack, and it's just, I was unhappy. And when you lose weight, your titties sag a little more, and I had no mass in my boobs. My boobs were completely just deflated, and they were so deflated to the point that my implants are different sizes, so I'm gonna get to that in about 2 seconds. But getting back to what I was saying, Dr. Cohen bust his butt to point me in the right direction and being honest. Now, those other 4 people were like, yeah, let's do surgery, we could book you today, because all they wanted was my money. He was like, listen, I could give you surgery, I could even let you go someplace else and have surgery, but I can see that you're genuine, and I can tell that you actually want good results. And the heavier you are at risk for more complications. Let's do this the right way. And I honestly am the happiest I've ever been because of his words of wisdom, and because me actually wanting this. I proved to him I wanted it, and I proved to myself I wanted it by busting my butt to meet him in the middle, and we were able to have my results. Now, I had a full tummy tuck, so I'm cut from hip to hip. I'm about to turn the camera around in the mirror so that you guys can see a little better. Let's turn you guys around. Okay, beauty, so my microphone pretty much cut off on me. I apologize in advance for having to do a voiceover. So basically, I am in the mirror, and I'm gonna do a side profile on both left and right so you guys can see how my stomach looks from the side, and then I do a front view. Every single morning, I do the same thing just so that I have progression pictures to see how I've been progressing since May 25th. Again, like I told you guys, I'm cut from hip to hip, but it is concealed with all of my underwear, all of my bikinis, pretty much everything that I put on. You could hardly see the scar, so that it doesn't really bother me. But you could hardly pinch any skin since my tummy tuck, and my old belly button ring, which was now low by where I'm cut at, because when you have a tummy tuck, your old belly button, the skin gets pulled down and they make a hole for your old belly button through the new hole, if that makes any sense. Again, so this is my belly, and I wanted to change to my vanity mirror just in case the light was too bright in the standing up mirror against my wall. I also wanted to change into my breast scars because a lot of people have been asking me questions. So I have what is called an anchor lift. I'm cut underneath. I'm also cut going straight down like a T. This is so that way the excess skin on my boob can be removed, and then the lift can happen so that way my boobs can be in a more perkier position. And the scars are pretty much the same going down and across. Now I want to talk about the size of my implant. So I'm going to change the view of the camera. My right breast is 450 cc's and my left breast is 350 cc's. The reason why there are two different sizes is because one had a little bit more mass left over than the other one. So in order to get them as symmetrical as possible, Dr. Cohen performed the augmentation with two different implants. I hope this answers all you guys' questions. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry this video is overdue. Again, this was made at 7 weeks. I am now 10 weeks post-op. If you guys have any more questions, leave them down below. As usual, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Bye.